Ciao. So we are going inside together into the realm of Hades through two major works of ancient literature, the Odyssey and the Aeneid, and we are starting with the Odyssey. So the Odyssey is the sequel of the Iliad. So the Odyssey starts where the Iliad finished. And so the Odyssey tells us about the Greek warrior Odysseus and his adventurous journey home after the war, after the Trojan War. So at the end of the Iliad. So studying these classics helps students to better understand the relationships amongst a whole family of characters and deities that were at the heart, the really cultural heart of the ancient Greco-Roman world. So just to give an introduction to these classics. So Odyssey means Odysseus' story. So his adventures after the war to go back home. His home is the island of Ithaca, as you can see in the map here. And here you can see the whole journey with all the stops that he did. So this journey was a long journey, taking 10 years at the end. So Odysseus is the main protagonist, as you have understood, of this Homer's epic. And he is king of the island of Ithaca. So here you can see Ithaca in a close-up and the location here in the Ionic Greek islands, and son of Laertes. So we know from the Iliad too that he was beloved of goddess Athena, and that Odysseus is a shrewd counselor and a skilled diplomat. In the Iliad we understand this very well. He was also a prominent character, in the Iliad, not only in the Odyssey. So he's to be remembered as cunning, loyal, and during the Trojan War, supporting King Agamemnon, so the leaders of the Greek forces, when the commander falters, and so Odysseus is very well known through this to be an eloquent speaker, very ingenious and cunning. So in Blackboard I'll post a video. So that's a funny video, but with interesting considerations I'll share on Blackboard about the Odyssey in general. So please watch it. Important in the Odyssey are both the theme of journey and hospitality. So let's see first the theme of journey. So the Odyssey is literature's grandest evocation of every man's journey through life. So it's a metaphor. And at once an ageless human story and an individual test of moral endurance. So this is the major metaphor of the theme of journey, the journey that Odysseus took to come back home. Odyssey is today a familiar English word meaning a series of adventure journeys, usually marked by many changes of fortune. So important and metaphorical is the journey of Odysseus that now we have a general English word, Odyssey, meaning what we said. So, the theme of hospitality. So, thinking of hospitality as a major theme in a literary work today may seem odd, but in Homer's world, so in those times, hospitality was essential. So in the Odyssey edition by Fagles and Knox, in the introduction, page 45, they refer to hospitality as a dominant part of the only code of moral conduct that obtains in the insecure world of the Odyssey. So remember this. In ancient Greece, hospitality meant a lot more than giving a simple seat, as we can do today on an IKEA couch, as I can do at my house. I have an IKEA couch. I don't know about you. But they had an entire word showing the relationship in between guests and host. This is called, with a single word, xenia. So Zeus was in charge. So the Lord of the gods and of Olympus was in charge of this very important relationship for the Greek world. And it was one of the ground rules of ancient society. So xenia consists of three basic rules. First, the respect from host to guest. Second, the respect from guest to host. Third, the parting gift from host to guest. So let's see how this is important for Odyssey and then for the book about the world of Hades. So in the Odyssey, books 9 through 12 are told as flashbacks. Odysseus is in the palace as a guest in a palace of the Phaeacians, telling the story of his wanderings. So, in this way, these books give background not only to Odysseus' audience, to understand what happened before, but to Homer's as well. So, and they are providing celebrated examples of Odyssean cunning. Then they speak as much to the resourcefulness of the poet that's using Odysseus' voice to render a more complete picture of his hero's wanderings and that of the hero himself. And let's come to the kingdom of the death. So, when he is recounting to the Phaeacians what happened, he's telling this. So he followed Circe's instructions and reached the land of the dead. Odysseus there finds Tiresias, the prophet, who tells him he may still reach home, but would face much peril along the way due to his conflict with the god Poseidon. So Tiresias also warned Odysseus that if his men were to kill the cattle of the Helios of the sun, they would perish. Then lastly, he advised Odysseus to make a sacrifice to Poseidon after arriving home if he wanted to live the rest of his life in peace. Then after this, Odysseus saw his dead mother Anticlea, who approached him to answer questions about his family. She said that she died of grief waiting for Odysseus to return, and mentions that his wife, Penelope, is waiting for him. Odysseus ended his storytelling and asked to his guests, Alcinous and Arete, the Phaeacians, the kings of the Phaeacians, to help him getting home. They agreed, but they gave one condition, that he remain a while to elaborate and to say more about his experience in the land of the dead. So Odysseus continued to recount about his meeting with heroes as Ajax, Hercules, and Achilles, and especially when telling about Agamemnon, he said that Agamemnon told him of his murder at the hands of his wife, and Clytemnestra betrayal marked all women to be untrustworthy, and so Agamemnon urged him to be cautious when he finally returns home to his wife. Odysseus soon finds himself mobbed by all the souls that were wishing to ask about their relatives in the world above. So he became frightened and ran back to his ship and immediately sailed away. So then I'll post another video, that's a summary of book 11, so that you can then see in the video, but then through the reading of book 11 too, have a better vision of this whole trip and descent of Odysseus in the underworld. This will be useful for then the next assignment on the realm of Hades, and book 11 of the Odyssey and book 6 of the Aeneid. Okay, so thank you, and so we stop here our recording.